Hopefully things are going well for you guys. As for me, welcome to the lounge, and do not worry about Gamerman's Lounge content. You're gonna see it figured out, and I'm about to go ahead and get started on the vertical video content. I've been thinking heavily about the vertical video content going forward. As a matter of fact, that's gonna play a role later in this video. So what I do want to go ahead is I just want to have a discussion. Now, we, as people from around the world, we're beginning to lose our footing. Absolutely, we are beginning to lose our footing. I am aware of the serious developments that have been going on during my time of working on content for the Gamerman's Lounge. The quality control in hardware, software, and food has gotten worse. Well, as for the food area, it's still escalated, but not as escalated as 2024. I heard something from a family member about food recalls still going on. I did look deep into it, and there was a recall of cat food because of something related to the bird flu, and whatever the case may be. But I am well aware of the situation that's been going on with the NVIDIA RTX 50 series cards. Disappointing to see NVIDIA really mess things up that bad. And the Radeon RX 9070 and 9070 XT cards, understandably so. Now, we don't know what's going on with the whole MSRP situation. That's going to be apparently it's going to come out as this caveat, but at the end of the day, this is starting to look like that because NVIDIA decided to mess up that bad. AMD is going to have their Ryzen moment with the Radeon GPUs. Those are examples of the chaotic results that we have been seeing. As a matter of fact, out of all the examples I just brought up, so far, had something to do with 2025. And we just got done with 2024. And we knew how bad 2024 was. It was that bad. But I think it's clear as day. 2025 started a disaster, and it's going to end a disaster. That's the only thing we can think of. Yes, you're not going to like what I just said, but 2025 is not going to be that year. It is going to be another bad year in a row. And there's nothing we can do about it, unfortunately. I've been expecting many people to say, hey, I'm finally done with 2024. I could get a bit of a break. Unfortunately, that ended up not being the case. And we agree. 2024 was a mess because, Summer Olympic year. And when it comes to Summer Olympic year, it dons a whole lot of other events that show a big deal. I'm going to go vague. I'm not going to go into detail. But when it comes to certain events in Summer Olympic year, hell tends to break loose, and that's the thing. And with the escalated tensions, and plus the Summer Olympic year, it's gotten 2 times worse than ever, and absolutely, I agree. Okay, I will go ahead and say that. But, I will go ahead and say this. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I was 2 seconds close from canceling the New Year's special, and I was talked into reconsidering the New Year's special. So, yes, the New Year's special did happen as we ended off 2024. But this year's New Year's Eve special, yeah, we can call it that. This year's New Year's Eve special is going to be handled earlier. Okay? And speaking of content for the Gamerman's Lounge, long-form content has already been figured out for the Gamerman's Lounge. Okay? Okay, once again, I will warn of possible side effects that could kick in. Okay, you never know. However, for news videos going forward, now there is a good chance that I'm going to flip-flop and do a long-form news video. But going forward, I figured it would be best if I just go ahead and just have news videos handled in short-form content for the month of March, possibly April, and possibly May. Now let's move on to our discussion about the stuff that's going on right now. I am going to go ahead and make a prediction. So what's going to end up happening? Well, actually, a couple of predictions that I had in my head. Now, you will basically hear this in a future video, And yeah, expect that to happen. Like I said, possible side effects. What is going to happen here is we're going to see a NVIDIA GeForce RTX 50 Super Series. It is possible, to be honest with you here. When it came to the RTX 20 series disappointing, guess what showed up? RTX 20 Super. When the RTX 40 series did bad, guess what happened? RTX 40 Super. Okay. But now you hear, now get this, okay, RTX 50 series disappointing the way that it's disappointing right now. What do you think could happen? RTX 50 Super Series. So I figured I'd go ahead and call it, just in case it needs to be called, okay? Now, as for AMD's new chipsets, I know there's the X3D 9000 cards, okay? However, there is the Strix Halo that is hyped up a whole lot. And I did see a video where Framework was talking with Linus Tech Tips about their Framework desktop and their upcoming Framework laptops. And this is basically about the Strix Halo. Apparently what's going on here is that things need to get figured out way more than ever when it comes to the Strix Halo. I'm talking about the AMD Ryzen AI Max chips that has been making debuts. However, I do see it in a couple of, yes, I see it in a Asus ROG laptop, I know, but when it comes to, like, the Framework desktop, which is what's going on with the Strix Halo, I think what we're going to see is that we're going to see the Ryzen AI Max chipsets make debut on mini PCs way more before making debut onto laptops and then the handheld gaming PCs. And of course, I think I'm sitting around here kind of wondering about the Ryzen Z2 Extreme chipsets that could show up on handhelds like, say, the Lenovo Legion Go 2. But we have no idea what's going on. We don't know about the release. Is it going to be summer? Is it going to be the fall? We don't know. And right now, worst case scenario, we could wait until probably fall or holiday season, or we're probably going to see it next year in 2026. Okay, that's definitely going to be the case. So, yeah, it is what it is, okay? But it's a very crazy time that we're in. Now, let's go ahead and talk about the Ryzen 9000, I mean, not the Ryzen 9000, the Radeon RX 9000, the 9070 and 9070 XT, and I've been hearing about this thing about the MSRP being for a limited time situation, and I've started, because I was watching UFD Tech's Hot News, but I also did go ahead and watch another news channel, Tech Linked, if that's right. This is Linus Tech Tips news, tech news stuff. And I did look into videocards.com. And I think what's going on is that AMD is, they are finally commenting on the whole limited time MSRP situation. And they're basically saying, what? Hold on, something's not right. And I think what's going to happen from here is that there's going to be a conversation with the GPU manufacturers and the GPU board partners and the retailers, whatever the case may be. So, but some people will be like, joke's on you, I buy during discount sales. That kind, yeah, understandably so. Best time to buy is during discount sales. Going forward, I think what's going on is I'm expecting delayed information and delayed hardware as well. Not just delayed hardware, delayed information. I wanted to stress this delayed information thing out. And, yeah, information's going to be more delayed than ever. And if you really want my honest opinion here, yeah, it's going to end up being the case because right now there's a whole lot of big things going on from left to right and what's happening here. Now, as for the situation with TikTok, it is still, to this day, unknown And you're going to basically, it's going to be probably a theme throughout 2025 from the guess of it, so expect future videos to even say something about TikTok and like what's going on, what's happening here, what's this, that. So that was a weird, there was a weird twist. We were expecting TikTok to be on its final day, but then 2 seconds later, okay, and then what's going on now? So it's more confusing than ever. But however, if it's anything, the TikTok situation has taught us to move over to other vertical or short form video content platforms. So Instagram, okay, Instagram Reels, or whatever the case may be, Instagram or Instagram Reels. There's going to be Clapper, there's YouTube Shorts, and if there's going to be another platform that could basically be the alternate to TikTok, then so be it. This decade is a mess, okay? Every day I wake up, I go on the social media news feeds, I go ahead and go watch my favorite YouTubers, and I'm hearing shenanigans after shenanigans after shenanigans after shenanigans, and it's scary to hear this, and it's disappointing to hear this, and it's getting ridiculous, absolutely, but hey, it is what it is. And that's all I gotta say for this discussion, and I will look forward to you in the next video. Peace out.